All right, guys, welcome to the Division 4 Northwest draft. Here we go. Less than 2 minutes. Everybody seems to be in here except for one. We're missing Finesse Kids at the 2 spot. So hopefully he doesn't end up auto drafting. What's up, guys? How are you, Owen? What's up, Ezra? Brandon, what's up, man? Justin, how are we? 50 seconds on the clock here before we get started. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the FPPL drafts. I love seeing different ways of drafting. Might do whether it's tomorrow, depending on how much time I have, but might end up doing a little draft analysis for my FPPL draft. Doing a keeper for the first time, 8 keepers, 10-year reset. 10-year reset is crazy. 14 team cats, hits, blocks. What's your advice for drafting? Draft Moritz Seider. Draft Macklin Celebrini. Draft Mitchkov. Draft Fantilli. Fantilli's probably going to be disgusting in that league. Go Jays, baby. Big weekend for the guys. All right, well, we're starting off here. Let me mute the draft sound. We've got Scoring Like Yager on the clock. And he's going to take McKinnon to start us off, followed by McDavid by Finesse Kids. Okay, Finesse Kids is here. Mark Stone this is an unhinged amount of names in this league specifically. Is going to go Leon Draisaitl. That's who I took at the 4. Oh, and I live outside the city of Toronto. Just slightly outside the city. The red machine on the clock here at the 4 spot. Ghost Kucherov. No surprises so far. Caulfield's on fire. Might take Lane Hudson here. Ghost Cale Makar instead. That's a good pick. Quebec Dynasty. He might go Lane Hudson here. Ghost Kaprizov instead. Okay. Kaprizov at the 6, which means Adam's foot is on the clock now. Seeing a lot of QC in here. Got Quebec Dynasty. Caulfield might be actually from Montreal, and then Le Wolfpack is a French name, so I'm assuming that somewhat related to Montreal, but Adam's foot ends up taking Austin Matthews at the 1.7. I think taking Dry second in a face-off win league is fine. You could zombie, but like McDavid and McKinnon also take face-offs. I know they're not as high, but it's fine, especially with like the dual eligibility. Like that's okay. Will someone draft Helly first round? We'll find out, Owen. Le Wolfpack is on the clock currently. There it is. Connor Hellebuyck at the 1-9. That's crazy. You're in Burlington? Oh, and I'm in like the Ajax, Oshawa, Newmarket area. So on the opposite end of the city. See what Bez Kaprizov, I bet she was hoping to get capped, but unfortunately he goes at the 1.6. So he does have the option to grab Brady Tkachuk, grab Mikko Rantanen. Jack Hughes is available. Brady Tkachuk, all right, at the 110. No surprise. Hellebuyck's girl. Hey, Devin, we appreciate you being here, man. Mikko Rantanen at the 111. Shesterkin me off. That's a crazy name. That's good shit. Shesterkin on the clock goes Quinn Hughes at the 112. What's up, BD? William Nylander at the 210. All right. So Jack Hughes still available here. Shesterkin had the option to go both the Hughes brothers. Helly's now on the clock here. See what he does. He's thinking about it long and hard here. He's got to take Shesterkin at some point. You got to think, Brandon. What does Helly want to do here? Andre Vasilevsky. Okay. Ben Kaprizov on the board has the option to take Jack Hughes. Or a defenseman. Carl, you're from Vancouver. Adam Fantilli is a crazy name. So Vasi at the 2.2 is kind of insane. There goes Jack Hughes finally off the board. Starting Brady Jack Hughes, you can't get much better. Oval Chickens then immediately takes Jack Eichel. Rasmus Dahlin off the board to Wolfpack. Adam's foot on the clock now. Kyle Connor. Okay. Matthews Connor, we've seen quite a few starts with those two. Oftentimes paired up in the middle there. Zach Werenski to Quebec Dynasty takes his first defenseman. Now, Caulfield's taking Makar here. We've seen oftentimes just go with a high elite forward or somebody that you think is going to kind of pop off in this range, like a Gensel, like a Tage Thompson potentially. I'm sure there's other options on the board, but we did see occasionally another defenseman go here, and you're probably looking at Evan Bouchard if that is the case. Sam Reinhart. Okay, that's a safe pick. Brady Jack is a pretty great start. In a Cats league, are you taking Brady over Pass at 7? Yes. I'd take Brady at 6 probably in a Cats league. Evan Bouchard at the 2.9 goes to Red Machine. Up next is Mark Stone. He's going to grab Philip Forsberg. I like that pick. That's who I was hoping would fly to me at the 3 spot, but unfortunately it did not happen. Artemi Panarin then goes to Finesse Kids, and Scoring Like Yager's back on the clock here. Goes Matt Boldy at the 212. Does he take a D here? We've kind of seen the first tier defenseman go already. Mackenzie Weegar. All right. So Weegar's gone. Back to Finesse Kids. He's going to take Braden Point. Mark Stone's now on the clock. He needs a defenseman. Or he could very well just let them go and go forward here again. That's what I elected to do. At the 3 spot, ended up going Draisaitl into, I believe it was Gensel and then Point. Snags Roman Yossi though with the 3.3 onto Red Machine, who quickly grabs Jake Ottinger. So still one more goalie on the board here. Jake Gensel then goes, followed by Mort Seider immediately to Quebec Dynasty. Adam's foot now on the clock. A lot of shot volume between Matthews and Connor. JT Miller, that's a good pick there. Surprised he fell that far. Typically, we see him go early 3rd or late 2nd. Is Yossi still worth his ADP or is he good? I took him in the 4th round over Morrissey. That's fine. Yeah, I take him over Morrissey. Clayton Keller at the 3.8. We like that. Oval Chicken's now on the clock. He's got a goalie, a centerman, and now he's got a winger, and it's the Vegas Golden Knight stack between Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner. Surprised Mitch fell that much as well. We have seen a lot of defensemen go. Bez Kaprizov On the clock now. What's Bez going to do? Tage Thompson. I love that pick. Love me that pick. And then Igor Shesterkin goes to Helly's girl. Shesterkin me off is pissed. That's just disrespectful. Vasi Shesterkin is kind of crazy. But again, no defenseman and only one forward. Between Uyghur and Sider, who do you have as a higher priority? It's Sider for me. Just give me the power play one guy. I think Perek still has a chance to either snag power play one from Uyghur or just start there outright. St. Louis running a 1A, 1B. That's what we're seeing right now, Justin. Yeah. Shesterkin is going to go with J-Rob and Nietzsche. That's a pretty good duo at the turn there. Can't complain after going Quinn Hughes to start things off. Yeah, Adam, that's why you don't name... that's why you never name your team until after you've drafted. Picks up his first defenseman, Jake Sanderson. Bez is now on the clock. See what he does here. Brady, Jack Hughes, Tage Thompson is kind of an insane start. What's up, Lost Ones? How are you, man? What's happening with Hedman? I think he's just day-to-day right now, Biz. Alexio, Josh Morrissey. Okay. Sidney Crosby then gets snatched up there by Oval Chickens. Wolfpack on the clock. What's your go-to order, Dr. Doom? Do you guys prefer Sanderson or Morrissey in that tier defenseman? It's close. It's actually close. Because I do believe in the upside. Let me see what my projections say. We see a bunch of defensemen go off here. Lane Hudson, Victor Hedman. It's Jake Sanderson for me. I do have him pretty juiced. I do have him pretty juiced. Jesper Bratt, Tim Stützle in round 4 is great value. Kempe in round 4 is also great value. I ended up snagging Kempe round 4 as well in my draft. I'll stop talking about my draft now. Bez's team is looking pretty good out of the gate here. Sorry to hear that, Brandon. Just keep cooking, my friend. Macklin Celebrini, followed by Adam Fox. So Finesse gets his first defenseman. Yager's got a back-to-back here. Picking 7th in a 10-player Bangers League, deciding between Pasta, Matthews, or Kachuk. If you're in a Bangers League, I'd take Brady Kachuk over... you know what? I think it's Austin Matthews. It's Austin Matthews. How early are you taking Sider Uyghur in a Cats League? Probably as like my D1. Like I'm happy like with them in like round 3. I would take them that early. Shifley into Thomas Harley, and then Bedard gets snatched up there by Finesse Kids. Caners, what's up, man? Elias Pettersson then goes to the 5-3 to Mark Stone. Mark Stone's having a pretty good start here with Dry, Forsberg, Celebrini, Pettersson, and then Yossi as his defenseman. Yeah, Thomas, like in categories, like you kind of have to focus on like if you're in a head-to-head, you need to focus on like specific categories in order to win each week. So you probably want like the shot block hit mix between Cider. Like Cider's so good in that league. Same with Uyghur. Cole Caulfield then goes to Caulfield's on fire, so he gets his guy. Then we've got Quebec Dynasty on the clock now. Alex Ovechkin at the 5.6. Adam Foote now. He's got a defenseman. One pure center, one center right wing, and one pure left wing. So still a lot of flexibility for a lot of these teams. The only ones I'm seeing that don't currently have a ton of flexibility would be Oval Chickens, as he does have 2 pure centers already. And Finesse Kids also has 2 pure centers already alongside scoring like Yager. So we'll see how that plays out. Seth Jarvis at the 5.7. I like that pick. That's good value here. Followed by Nick Suzuki. And then Oval Chickens is going to grab Bobrovsky early at the 5.9. Interesting. So goes Helly in round 1 and then follows up with Bobrovsky in round 5. Would you rather have as a goalie 2, Demko or Vimoka? I like Vimoka. He should get all the volume this year. Tristan, man, you got to just get multiple screens. You just need like a 3-monitor setup minimum. Wyatt Johnson at the 5.10 is great by Bez. Bez is having a strong draft. Sebastian Aho, that's a good pick there for Helly. And Shesterkin is now on the clock. Doesn't have a goal yet, but, you know, could be going 0G. Go Shea Theodore. It's the attention span. Yeah. A little bit, Carl. I think, like, if they're going to start a guy there, then at least it's going to be him. So it's really his to lose. Shesterkin down to 10 seconds here. Seems pretty indecisive of where he wants to go. Alex DeBrincat. Okay, that's not a terrible pick. I like that pick there. Round 6. Now that Luke's signed, still going Dougie over Luke, I would love Luke Hughes in my drafts. I think you get him at a better value. There's less injury risk, and I truly think he's going to be power play 1 this year. But that's just my opinion. We are yet to see if that will be the case. Nico Heischer's a great pick into round 6 there. So Helly goes back-to-back pure centers. Bez on the clock now. Let's see what Bez does. He's giving it some thought. Matei Michkov, round 6. Okay. All right, so he watched the nuclear video after going Wyatt into Michkov. Lucas Raymond then gets snatched there by Oval Chickens. Wolfpack on the clock here. Guys, I'm so excited for hockey to start. Like, I just want to know if I was right. Wolfpack's going to grab his third D into round 6 here with Sergachev. So he's got Dahlin, Hudson, and Sergachev already, followed by Keller, Suzuki, and Pasta. Adams Foot now on the clock. Most teams still only with one defenseman, which is very uncommon for an FPPL draft. Normally in this range, you're trying to draft like Morgan Riley. Mackenzie Blackwood into round 6 is great value. I think I ended up getting him round 9. Div 1 scared people. Yeah, it's just like it's a weird circumstance, and like it happens every single year. So you need to go into that. Like if you're a Div 1 player, like you need to think you're going into that draft with a plan, if that's the case. Seth Jones. Now, we haven't seen any Florida power play lineups yet, guys. So Zeger's going to get the Kuzmenko treatment under talk. Philip Gustafson as Caulfield's G1, and then Travis Konecny's grabbed there by Red Machine. Chikrin, Matthew Tkachuk in round 6, and then Dylan Guenther at the end of round 6 is a steal. We've seen him go early as round 5, followed by JJ Peterka. That's weird because like that is insanely early. So scoring like Yager must love Peterka this year. Yeah, like Dr. Doom, like some like you'll see it in like a lot of high-end drafts. Like if you want to get to your guy, you got to reach for him, right? Like we saw Guenther go in the 5th round, and I would have taken him in the 5th round, but I think I drafted Thomas Harley because I was at the start of the 3rd round. So if he came back to me on the 6th round, like I was taking him. But you gotta if you're high on a guy, you got to get to him, right? Like be confident in your picks here. Dougie Hamilton at the 7-2 spot. So Finesse then grabs his second D, and then we see a couple goalies go off the board here with Mark Stone, Dustin Wolf, who's should be a great G1. He's going to play a ton. And then Sorokin goes to Red Machine, who follows the Russian theme there. And then we see Robert Thomas and Dylan Larkin go off the board. Now, remember we were talking about Robert Thomas, how he's not really a good fantasy player. Little early, I think, for him. I don't mind him in like round 9, like anywhere round 9, round 10. Like I think that's good value for him because then like you're getting a guy that could score 80 points, but I still think there's better centers available. John Carlson then goes to Adam Foote after Quebec Dynasty takes Dylan Larkin. Aiden Hill is Wolfpack's first goalie, and then we see Kirill Marchenko go to Oval Chickens. So already Oval Chickens with 3 right wing only slots. So 2 pure center and 3 right wingers. So he's really handcuffed himself positionally right now. Like not a single dual eligible forward, and he doesn't have a defenseman. So we'll see how that turns out. Timo Meier then goes off the board to Bez. Don't mind that pick. I like Timo. Helly is then going to grab Luke Hughes in round 7. Now that is early. But I mean, hey, if you believe he's going to be the power play one guy, it's not a terrible pick. Still think there's a defenseman I would have taken over Luke Hughes here. See what Shesterkin does. That's correct, Wicked. We do have a util spot. So it's technically 7 forwards. John Tavares at the 7-12. As we enter round 8. This is where you'll start to win your drafts, guys. Round 7, round 8 are the picks that are going to win you your drafts. Nikolai Ehlers is a good pick there. Going back to Helly's Girl. Going to grab Matthew Nyes. I like that in round 8. Yeah, you never know starting him. Like sometimes, like it could have been a misclick. He could be super high on Florida this year, right? Jacob Markstrom is your G1 to Bez. Then Jackson Lacombe is going to go quickly off the board for Oval Chicken's first defenseman. Wolfpack's up. He has 3D and a goalie already through 7 rounds. So only 3 forwards for him. But not that those forwards are bad by any means. Goes Kevin Fiala. That's a good pick there into round 8. Adams Foot's going to snag Charlie McAvoy. That was the defenseman that I was talking about. Darcy Kemper then goes to Quebec Dynasty. Caulfield's on fire now. Alex Tuck. Followed by Valerie Nichushkin at the 8-9. Morgan Riley then is going to go to Mark Stoned. And Finesse Kids is now on the clock. McDavid, Panarin, Point, Bedard, Kachuk with Fox and Dougie. And then he's going to grab Miro Heiskanen. So on to scoring like Yager. Linus Olmark as G1. Okay. Don't hate that. A little bit less volume than some of the other higher end guys. But good numbers nonetheless. Five seconds left for scoring. And he's going to grab Carter Verhaeghe. And then Finesse Kids is going to take his 4th defenseman and go Erik Karlsson. Dylan Holloway, who we've now seen on Power Play 2, goes to Mark Stone. I agree. Itzamiya. Some pretty funny names. Some pretty out-of-pocket names, too. Rasmus Anderson then goes to Red Machine as his 2nd defenseman. And I think Caulfield here will probably elect to go D. He does go Brandon Montour. Quebec Dynasty now on the clock. Drake Batherson in round 9 is great value. And then Jordan Kyrou, who's also now on power play 2 in St. Louis for some reason, goes to Adam Foote. Noah Dobson goes to Oval Chickens for his second defenseman. See what Bez does here after taking a goalie last round. Still only 1D for Bez. Yeah, Doom, they've been splitting their power play. Weird behavior. But still preseason, so it doesn't really mean anything. Shane Gostisbehere goes to Bez. Helly now on the clock. Tom Wilson in round 9. Okay. Shesterkin now on the clock. He's going to grab Zeev Buium as his third defenseman. I think that's good value there for Buium. Ten seconds left. He's really taking his time here. Tomas Hertl. Will you trade Lucas Raymond for Joel Eriksson Ek? Kalen, I would rather keep Lucas Raymond. I think he's got a ton of upside this year. And it looks like Jeek is playing line 2. Or at least he's not skating with Kaprizov at 5-on-5. Hertl, Trocheck. That's a good pick there by Helly. Speaking of Jeek, there goes Jeek to Bez. Followed by Stamkos to Oval Chickens. And then Adam Fantilli, my boy, goes to Wolfpack. Guys, I'm dying on the Fantilli sword. I don't even care that he's not power play 1. This guy's going off. He's going to force them to put him on power play 1. It's absolutely ridiculous that we're going with Boone Jenner over this guy. Anyways, Zach Hyman now. And then UC Saros as Quebec Dynasty second goalie. That's a good pick. Mika Zibanejad in round 10 is great value. Sam Bennett, Ivan Demidov. We are flying through this round now. I like the pace here. Seems about right value-wise for Demidov, to be honest. Guys, Utah might be my favorite team to watch. Outside of the Leafs, of course. Matt Barzal is a great pick there into round 10, and Finesse Kids just snatches him. Bez is having a strong draft. Agent Orange, you will appreciate doing that. Guys, 122 of you in here, 15 likes. If you're enjoying the content so far, leave a like. These guys are putting it all on the line to try and move up in the divisions in FPPL to reach the illustrious Division 1. Frank Vetrano, Anthony Stolarz as your G1 is a good pick there by Finesse Kids. I like that. Darnell Nurse, Drew Doughty, we see go off the board here. It does appear that LA is going with the 5-man power play, but we'll see how long they do that for. Colton Parayko will get snatched up there by Caulfield's on fire, excuse me. And then Vince Dunn. Would you like to see Erik Karlsson traded? Or where would you like to see Erik Karlsson traded to for best fantasy value? I think, I'm not even trolling. I think Erik Karlsson on the Sharks would go kind of insane. But I think he wants to go to a contender. In which case, I like Carolina. Carolina would be fun. Also trying to think off the top of my head. Philly would also be electric. Vince Dunn, Juraj Slafkovsky, Rupe Hintz. So we're starting to see some of the mid-tier to lower-tier defensemen go. We're still seeing some good value at forward. A lot of goalies still on the board. There goes Brad Marchand. Nurse is a very safe floor player. That's correct. Bez back on the clock now. Currently 2D, a goalie, and a heck of a lot of forwards. Karlsson to Mini would be wild, no pun intended. Yeah, but I like Buium there, Mark. Philly or wings? No, I like Cider on that top power play unit. Cam Fowler. Like, if you're getting Erik Karlsson, like, your team either needs to already be sick enough defensively that you can just play that guy and give him the green light, or your team is just completely chalk defense, and you're just like, yeah, like, we're just going to send it. Like, that's why I think, like, Philly or, like, San Jose would be kind of sick, because he just gets the green light to just go and be like, we're just going to try and outscore the other team. We see Nikishin go at the end of the 11th round here, right after Cam Fowler. Shesterkin on the clock now. Guys, I think Dylan Guenther is going to score 50. I'm being biased now. Speaking of 50, Logan Cooley. Book it. No, I'm kidding. I do like the Cooley pick, though. So Shesterkin doesn't have a goalie yet. Looks like he's going 0G. He's got 3D. Couple dual eligible wingers. Nietzsche is now only right wing. And that's his first second pure center. Excuse me. He's got Cooley and Tavares. Who's your Calder winner this season? Why is it Nikishin? Logan Thompson is his first goalie. Guys, like, who did I put money on? Let me go check. Who did I throw some cash on? I think like Demidov should win the Calder. Like, he should outright win the Calder. But I did put some money on a couple long shot picks here. Let me see. I put money on Zane Parekh, Buium, and Snuggerud. We see Jeremy Swayman for Bez's second goalie go. And then Bo Horvat is a great pick in round 12. He's pretty much a 30-30 guy. Noah Hannafin to finish off Wolfpack's fourth defenseman slot there. Stuart Skinner then is going to get snagged by Adam's Foot. And Dylan Strome is going to go in round 12, followed by Sam Rinzel to Caulfield. Like that pick there. Leo Carlsson at the 12-9. I think you definitely could have waited on him, but if you're really high on him and you want to get to him, absolutely. Carl Vamelka, that's Mark Stone's second goaltender. Quinn Byfield's a great pick in round 12 there. Zane Parekh, Thomas Chabot goes to scoring. So he's going to grab both of his defensemen. Raquel off the board quickly, followed by Dorofiev off the board quickly. Who will you keep, Cutter Gauthier or Frank Vetrano? I'm very high on Cutter this year. I like the upside. I think he's going to be last year's Dylan Guenther, where he's going to score 30. But he also has a really good, like, on top of his shot volume, he also has a good hit and block mix, which I really like. Brian Rust, who is injured for the next couple weeks, but Caulfield's going to snag him. And then Boone Jenner. I swore Zane would be gone. Yeah, again, like there's still some risk of him like not being the power play one guy, him playing like sheltered third line minutes, what we saw out of like Brant Clark for the past couple of years, and then Doughty got injured, so then he got power play one spot and he became relevant. Rinzel or Chabot. I like Rinzel because he'll be power play one. Speaking of power play one, we've got Tony DeAngelo, followed by Cole Perfetti there by Wolfpack, followed by Lucas Dostal. So Oval Chicken's taking his third goalie now. Florida Panthers, guys, ready? Florida Panthers power play line units tonight. For the first time, we're seeing a full group without Barkov and Kachuk. You guys ready for this? This is breaking news. 56 minutes ago. Will Cooley's a great pick, by the way, Bez. Power play one is Bennett, Reinhart, Marchand, Ekblad, and Jones. Power play two is Lindell, Rodriguez, Verhage, Samoskevich, and I'm not even kidding you, it's Jeff Petrie. I'm not even kidding you. It's Jeff Petrie. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. I don't know if I'm more confused seeing two defensemen on power play one, seeing Verhage on power play two, or seeing Jeff Petrie on a power play. I don't know. It's all a toss up. I don't know what's more insane. Anyways, back to the draft here. Nugent Hopkins, Aaron Ekblad, Nazem Kadri, and Brock Nelson go off the board. We liking Rinzel over Forsling. I think like any power play one guy, I'd take over a power play two guy, Brian. I know there is some good like power play two guys with a decent shot volume like Forsling, but I still think I like the upside of Rinzel because that power play should still be good. But I just went ahead and retweeted it on my Twitter, guys. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I will link it in the chat. But I retweet out lines. I give you guys updates on players, opinions, so on and so forth. So I'm going to shamelessly plug myself here. Keep calling it Twitter as well. It's X. There you go. As well as follow, if you guys aren't following FantasyPuck on Twitter, like a lot of the time, like I'm just sending tweets through the FantasyPuck Twitter. So definitely follow us as well too, because that one will probably be more active than mine. Owen Tippett then goes off the board. I love that pick from Bez. Bez is having a great draft, guys. Matt Coronado's a great pick there to Oval Chicken. Samuel Ntumbo is a good, I think that's Wolfpack's second goalie. There we go. Morgan Geeky, I think that's a little early for him. Pierre-Luc Dubois, we're starting to see him get into the mix in the top 6 there. Jordan Binnington as your second goalie for Caulfield. Marco Rossi's a great pick there from Red Machine. And then Mackie Samoskevich is going to get snagged up there by Mark Stone. Matt Schaefer is then going to go to Finesse Kids. I love taking a shot on Schaefer later in your draft, guys. I think he does have a chance of getting on power play 1. Will Smith is then going to get snagged up. I love him as a late round pick as well, and Dylan Cousins. So that we're starting to see the later round gems start to come through here. Jared McCann then goes. Then we've got Neil Pionk. So Mark Stones now has 5 defensemen. I've got Cutter Gauthier and Frank Vetrano. Should I drop any of those for Ricard Raquel? I think I like Raquel more than Vetrano. What's up, Boomtown? Glad you made it, man. It's been a pretty standard draft. We're seeing a little bit of reaches, a little bit of, good value picks here. Logan Stankoven's a good pick. I like that out of Red Machine. Sean Monahan, okay, round 15. There we go. Pavel Buchnevich off the board. Thatcher Demko. That's a good kind of G3 there for Adam's foot. Yeah, I think the thing about Raquel is like if he does end up getting traded, then I think his value kind of drops because he won't have the role that he had in Pittsburgh. But I think I like him better than Vetrano anyways, who I don't think Vetrano is going to be a top 6 guy this year. But his shot and hit mix is elite. Arturi Lehkonen, Gabriel Landeskog. I love grabbing Gabe late in my drafts as well. I'm going to shrink myself so we can see some of these picks. As well as our lovely Northwest FPPL logo. See what Bez decides to do here. He had his draft has been so strong across the board. Marco Casper, that's again like another great pick there from Bez. Looking for him late in drafts as well. He should be top 6 and get you a good little hit and block mix on top of that. Matthias Ekholm, there we go. It's a good kind of vet dude to grab. Did Devin Taves go? I don't think Devin Taves went. He's been dropping a lot in drafts as well. Have our Dynasty fantasy draft this weekend. Can't wait. Yeah, let us know how it goes, Boomtown, for sure. Cutter Gauthier, round 15. I love that pick there by Shesterkin. And then Freddie Anderson. Okay, so really gone like 0G strat there with Logan Thompson, Freddie Anderson. Patrick Laine, we've seen him. We have seen him on Power Play. Power Play 1. Devin Taves, Brock Faber, Jacob Trouba. Okay, last couple rounds here. If Buchnevich keeps the top line with Eichel and Marner, he could be a hell of a grab. Barbashev? But yes, you're right. Matthew Shane, Tyler Toffoli, Kent Johnson. I like that pick a lot. He's going to be sick this year. Gustav Forsling is a great kind of like D. Is that your D3 or D4? Your D4 red machine? Okay, that's good. Joey Decord's going to get a ton of volume in Seattle, even though they won't win anything. Jimmy Snuggs in round 16. That's another late round pick that I'm looking to grab. I don't think I have any Jimmy Snuggerud this year. Don't think I have him in any league. We'll see what Scorn decides to do here. Pyotr Kochetkov. That's going to be his second goalie off the board. And we're entering the final round here. Spencer Knight, Jake DeBrusk. Knight's going to get a ton of volume. Josh Norris, Kiefer Sherwood. Caulfield's going to grab Mike Matheson. Alexander Romanov is going to go. Brock Besser is going to go. Patrick Kane. Chris Letang. I feel like someone's missing. Jonathan Marchessault's a good pick. William Eklund. And then if Shesterkin's in the stream, I'll see if I can see it, because sometimes I can see it. It'll pop up. It like pops up briefly and then it doesn't. Okay, it's just gone. Any preference among these lower tier power play one waiver wire guys? Norris, Granlund, Kent, Snuggerud. I like Ken Johnson a lot. Jimmy Snuggs, and then Josh Norris. Take a shot on, but he is pretty risky just given his injury. Kent or Monahan? Yeah, I guess like Monahan's not bad there. I like Kent's triple eligible, so I kind of give the nod to him. But that's going to do it for the Division 4 draft, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like before we head out here. Noah has been doing team reviews in Discord, like full write-ups. It's been incredible. Huge shout out to him. That's FP Sven in the Discord. Yeah, it was a fast draft. Normally we see drafts be around like 100 or an hour and 10, hour and 15, but we're under an hour this time, so we'll see how this league turns out. Lots of good picks here, lots of good value picks, but I enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for chilling. When is our next draft? I believe we have one. Just pull up the schedule here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? You guys head on over to X. If you guys head on over to X there and go to our lovely Twitter channel at fantasy_puck. You'll scroll on down. You'll see a bunch of reports and news on the Ducks signings and Brian Russ being out with a lower body injury. But this FPPL draft right here schedule is going to show you what is left for us. So today was our Northwest Div 4 draft. We've got Southeast Div 4 on Friday, North Div 4 on Saturday, Metro on Sunday, and then West Division 2 on the Sunday as well at 7 p.m. Eastern. Metro is going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Monday, the Creators League. I will be drafting live in that, as well as FP Dawn will be drafting as well. We've got a couple of the Apples and Genos guys that you guys are familiar with, as well as some other amazing fantasy hockey content creators. Stay tuned for that. That one will be a sweaty one as well. I'm excited for that one. I always look forward to the Creators League draft every time. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you again so much for watching.